morning, everyone. Welcome to Ask Coffee Online. My name is Chef Caesar. Today I want to prepare for you tortilla and crusted tilapia. I'm going to do a little southwestern flair. I got I'm going to make a nice roasted corn and black bean salsa. Also, I'm going to be making a salsa cruda with some tomatillos here. And it's nice and refreshing. I like to do in the summertime something light, not too heavy. And this really easy dish to prepare. So I got some fresh tilapia fillets here. And anytime you're picking some seafood, you want to really, there's a few things you want to look for. One is appearance. You know, the fish should be nice and fresh. There should be no off smells to the seafood. It should be very, smell like ocean, a little different. And also the texture should be nice and firm. The color too. Sometimes when you see the flesh kind of flaking and breaking up, that means it's been frozen before. Also, it's been sometimes it sits in water, it kind of gets its color, but this is real nice, and this is nice and white, a little pinkish. So this is what you want to look for. So once I have this pick, I got put it to the side. I got some of my tortillas that I already ran through my RoboCube, my food processor. So I got probably 6 or 7 tortillas here. I'm using the white tortillas. You can also use yellow, but the reason I like to use white because when you bake them, they don't turn a little brownish because the yellow ones when you cook them, they turn a little darker. So I want to keep them nice and golden brown. So I kind of cut them up into smaller pieces and I put them through the Cuisinart. I got some fine diced some jalapeno peppers here. I took the seeds off, so I'm gonna be adding a little more things here. A couple cilantro. This is just gonna I want to flavor our tortilla. It's just anytime you do any bread and you want to also flavor the crust. Same thing with the flour. So we want to add a lot of flavor. So I'm gonna chop a little cilantro here. And this is really easy to make. It takes a little longer to make all the set up your mise en place. But once you have it ready, it's really very simple. So. And you guys can use a different kind of fish. You don't necessarily have to use tilapia. If you don't like it, there's other fish you can use, like striped bass or some red snapper, whatever you want. I just went with tilapia because it's very, you can find it pretty much anywhere. It also comes frozen, but fresh is always better, of course. So I got my tortilla here. I'm also gonna add a little seasonings here, a little salt, a little white pepper. Okay. I got some ground cumin here. Okay. About, a half. Half teaspoon here. It's very strong, so you don't want to add too much. Also, I'm going to add a little, some chili powder here. Okay. I made a mess here somewhere. Now I'm gonna, mix everything here. As you can see there. And you can bread this ahead of time. You can, bread them or, put a tortilla in there and put them aside in the refrigerator until you're ready to cook them. So you can do it ahead of time as well. Now I got my tilapia fillets here. I'm gonna have to you can cook them whole if you want, but I wanna cut them down because as you can see, this part is very thick. Okay, this part of the fillet is very thick. If I cook them like this, you can if you want. This skinny part by the belly is going to overcook. So I'm going to, cut them down the way all the pieces I'm able to take them off, so they don't overcook. So I'm going to cut it kind of in half all the way down to the back. Okay. This way I'm able to control when they cook, and I want to have an overcooked piece of fish because there's only a very small window of time when you're cooking seafood where the the meat is perfectly done. So you don't want to end up with some dry fish at the end. So you really want to kind of cook them like this. But again, if you want to cook the whole fillet, that's fine too. Okay, I'm gonna wipe down my cutting board here. Remember, anytime you guys cut any meat or anything else in your cutting boards, I'm going to be using that again, so you want to wipe it down with some sanitizing solution very well. Now I got my my flour here, my egg wash. I'm gonna remember when you bread any product, you want to keep one hand dry and your other hand wet, otherwise you're going to make a mess of your breadcrumbs or whatever you use. In this case I'm using some tortillas, so you want to make sure that you don't do that. Okay. I'm also going to season my flour a little bit. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to start by, putting some of this in the flour. Make sure you shake off the excess. Okay. Goes into the egg wash. Okay. As you can see, when the other big piece here. Take a look at that. And we want to put some flour because we want some of the egg wash to stick to the flesh. Otherwise, it won't really stick that well. Before we put it in the tortilla over here. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna bring this over here. And you want to kind of press down a little bit so some of the tortilla sticks to the flesh. Okay. Look at that. Very nicely done. See how easy it is? Put it back in the plate here. As you can see, I'm keeping my one hand on the wet mixture, one dry. Otherwise, if you start mixing, back and forth, you're going to get, your breading all wet, and it's not going to stick to the fish or whatever you're breading. So you really want to, remember this. And also, you don't, everything stays nice and clean, which is that's what you want. And you're going to get a recipe. Actually, this recipe is for like 4 pieces, so that's why you see a little more tortilla here. But you're going to be able to use, everything at home. You can cut it down too. You don't have to do the whole, recipe. You only want to do a couple fillets. You can only probably do like, maybe half a tortilla. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to do them all because I'm going to cook this later. Oops. This is the skinny piece I was talking about. As you can see, the very, this is from the belly part of the fish, so it's not as thick, and they're going to cook very quick, so you want to be careful with that. The same thing when you're like cooking salmon as well. Okay, so you want to bread everything. And you don't have to, do what I'm doing here, like I'm making the nice black bean and roasted corn salsa and the tomatillo sauce. You can do something different. I mean, I'm just giving you ideas, but you can use a different type of sauce as well. As you can see, it's very easy to do. So I'm almost done with this. Okay. And I'm going to start cooking my fish in the pan, a little oil, but you can bake them the way they are right now. Put them in a, baking sheet, put them in the oven, 350 to 275 until it gets to 140. Turn the temperature, but I'm going to start, cooking them in the pan, get a little color going. Then I'm going to finish them off in my little oven I got in the back here. Some places also deep fry this, from the fryer, but I like to go a little healthier way, so you don't have too much oil in there. Okay, now I got all my pieces breaded here. I'm gonna put this out of the way. Okay. Okay, get this out of the way here. Okay, now I'm gonna start my saute pan here. You can use, clarified butter for this to cook it, or you can use, I'm using some avocado oil here. Okay, there we go. And over here I got all my ingredients I'm going to be using to make my my salsa here. Some, get a little flour in there. I got some fresh tomatoes, some fresh red peppers, green peppers, some black beans. I got a can of black beans, about 15 ounces. You want to drain them, or you can cook your own if you want to make them from dry beans. That's fine, but getting a can is always easier, and they're really good. So you just want to drain them, rinse them really well, and then I know add the rest of the wonderful ingredients. I also got some roasted corn. I did some corn on the grill. It's nice. You wanna let it cool off. Then we're gonna shave it to make a nice salsa. It's gonna be really refreshing. You can use this for any other like side dish. Doesn't have to be for this particular dish I'm doing right now. You can use it for a sandwich or whatever you want. It's really good. Okay, so we're gonna start browning our fish here. Okay. As you can see, I'm cooking the bigger pieces. Okay. And you want to get a nice golden brown before you flip them over. And then we're going to finish them off in the oven I got back here, my little toaster oven. But you guys can also bake them from this stage in the oven. You can spray a little oil on the top so it gets nice and golden brown too when you bake them in the oven. And be careful, you don't want to get the tortillas to brown too much because we're going to put them in the oven. They're going to brown a little more. Also, a good sign to know when the fish is almost ready, it's going to start to to flake, to open up. You're going to see little cracks. It's hard to see when you have a crust on, but if you're cooking the fish by itself without any bread, you can see when it starts to get a little cracks in the flesh and a little clear liquid starts to flow out of there. That means it's done. So, and also you can also use your thermometer if you're not sure about that. Okay. You can see it gets as you can see, the crust stayed on really nice, so that's why you want to use a little flour in there. So if you use any other type of breading, it's going to stick to the fish. It's not going to come off. Take this out of here before it gets. I also want to put them kind of on the thick side. There's a little thicker side, so you can put them on that side so the tortilla kind of browns really nice in there too. Okay. This one's coming off here. Okay, now we're gonna put this in my little toaster oven back here I got to finish, baking them. Okay. Get this out of the way here. Now I'm going to start making my my salsa I got, my black bean and roasted corn salsa over here. Okay, nice little bowl. Okay, so I got my black beans here, the drain, 1 can. This is going to make a nice batch, so if you guys want to cut down there, I got 1 red pepper, 2 Roma tomatoes. You can use 1 regular, big tomato, beef steak tomato. Some green peppers too. This is very fresh. Some green onions. two pieces of green onions, spring onions, some cilantro. I got about 3 cilantro stems here. Okay. Okay, look at this. A lot of color going in here. Still have to add my corn, a little bit of some lime juice, salt, pepper. So I got my roasted corn here. We're gonna, shave this. Be careful. You wanna just, shave it like this. Okay, look at that. This has got a nice smoke flavor from the grill. Look at that. If you want to add more corn, that's fine. I'm just gonna add one piece here. Okay. Add some limes here. Get some flour in here. And one thing I also want to mention, when you guys pick limes at the store, try to get the ones that like have the skin like nice and smooth. Sometimes you seem like really rough, and they don't have a lot of juice. These are the ones that you want to pick. They're very smooth, and you can see that they feel nice and soft too. That way they have a lot more juice in them. So I'm using the juice of 1 lime here. Some salt here. Now we're gonna, mix everything. And this one too, you can also make this, ahead of time, and it's actually better because all the, flavors marry together, and they kind of, gets really nice. Instead of doing it right before you're gonna use it, but I just wanted to show you guys. I'm also going to add a little avocado here. I got a nice avocado. Okay. Let's see this. If it's really big, I'm only going to add like probably a quarter of this or do a half. If you really enjoy avocados. I mean, I love avocados. They're really good for you, and I love them. Some people might not like them, but if you don't like them, you can just leave it off. You don't have to add it in there, but just make sure when you pick avocados, they're not too soft. You want to have a nice and when you film, they should be nice and a little soft, not too mushy, but nice and soft to the touch. So. And you don't want to cut it too small, the pieces, because when you mix it, then it might break up. So it kind of left them a little bit bigger than the corn here and the peppers. Okay, so add a little bit here. In the meantime, I'm going to keep an eye on my fish over here. I don't want it to overcook, so it looks really nice. Let's combine this avocado here. Okay. Be careful when you mix it, and you don't want to, break up the pieces. So you want to kind of, separate them really, really slow and easy. Make sure it tastes for salt. It's good. You can taste some of the lime there, all the different flavors in there. Now we're going to make my salsa crude. I got some tomatillos here. I don't know if you guys ever used this before, but they're making really nice salsa. So I got about 6 pieces here. And there's also some yellow ones, but I like the green ones, they're more popular. The yellow ones are a little more sweeter, but these ones have a nice color. And these are the ones that are mostly used in restaurants to make, like, you know, tomatillo salsa. And so I'm gonna be using this today too. So and if you want to cook this, that's fine too. I'm gonna just make it raw like this, like a nice fresh salsa cruda. But if you wanna, you know, cook them, you know, you can roast them, or, you know, just boil them, some salt water along with the jalapeno peppers. But that's up to you. Okay. I'm using 1 jalapeno. If you guys want to make it a little more spicy, that's fine. Or also, if you want to take the seeds out of the jalapeno, I'm gonna leave them on there. I want a little kick. Oops. And this is very easy to make. So, I got my blender here. All right, now I got a few more ingredients that are going to go in there. I got 1 clove of fresh garlic. Just cut it up into little, you know, bigger pieces. I'm also going to throw in there a couple of green onions here. If you guys want to use regular onion, that's fine too. So I'm gonna put some cilantro in there. Okay. I'm gonna chop the stems and everything. About 4 sprigs cilantro. Okay. Look at that. Everything's, you know, fresh, not cooked, so it's really nice. Okay. I'm gonna add about half a cup. Be careful, you don't want to add too much water, but half a cup. And then if you want to add a little more, if it gets a little bit too thick, you can always add a little more. But tomatillos have a lot of water in them, and you don't want to end up with some really runny salsa. So some salt here. I'm gonna get all this stuff out of the way. Checking on my fish. Now it's getting done here. Almost there. This fish cooks really fast. So by the time I make my salsa, my fish should be done. I also might add a little oil to get a little, you know, creamy texture in there. So I'm gonna add a little of my avocado oil in here. Okay, see, it was quick. Try this again. Make sure this has enough salt in there. Yep. If you guys think it's a little bit too sour for you, you can also add a little sugar because tomatillos are very sour. But you know, for me, for me it's fine. A little hot there. Sure, taking the seeds off, but as you can see now, see a nice color in there. Okay. Now my fish are ready to come out of the oven. Okay. So nicely done here. Okay. Okay, now these are done. Remember I was telling you guys when the fish is ready to, you know, to come out, kind of, you know, how it breaks up, the little flakes, you know, it little opens up. And this is what I meant, you know, you can see right here how it's kind of, you know, little cracks in the flesh. That means the fish is, it's done, and I know you can take it out of the oven. So now it's, we're gonna plate my fish here. I got my salsa, I got my southwestern black bean roasted corn here as well. So I'm gonna get my little plank over here. Okay, I need another spoon. So we're gonna plate my and you guys, like I said before, you don't have to do this, to be honest with you. You can try something different, you know, if you want. Okay, so look at that. Nice. Make a nice little pile so we can set up this fish in there. Look at that. Look at that. Keep it in there. Now I'm gonna put a little my tomatillos salsa I got here. Look at that. Now you can stand up your fish like this. Okay. It's really nice and flaky, so there we go. I want a little more here, just to kind of see that coming out underneath. Okay. You can. When I add a little cilantro. Garnish with a little lime wheel here. So, as you guys can see, this is a very easy dish to make, to prepare, and very healthy too. You know, very tasty as well. So here you go, nice tortilla crusted tilapia with a southwestern grilled corn and black bean salsa with a little tomatillo sauce here, which is very refreshing. And like I say, in the summertime, I like to do things like this. They're not very, you know, filling, not too heavy, and it's really light. So again, thank you so much. I hope you guys, you know, try this at home and let me know what you think. Thank you and have a nice day.